What up, YouTube? I'm back. So this Black Clover episode was solid, man. It was a pretty good episode, and some of my main questions was answered in this week's episode. So let's get right to it, man. So like I said, some of my questions were answered in this episode, and one of them was if the elves really hated and despised the royals, and that was basically confirmed because every time that we were encountering an elf and that they were fighting another royals, they were just saying how much they despise and hated them. And this was also in this week's episode. You know, we heard that in past episodes, but I just wanted more episodes to know if really they hated the royals, and they really hate them, you know, because I think the reason why is Tetya's brother. If y'all don't remember, Tetya is Lich's wife. Her brother was a royal and she was a royal, I guess. So that's the reason why I think they hate them, because they think that Tetya's brother was the one that did all of that. So this was one of my questions that were answered in this week's episode. The other question that I had was if other royals were possessed by elves, you know, and I think that it answered my question pretty easily in this week's episode, because obviously the elves despises the royals, and secondly, we haven't seen a royal possessed yet. You know, we've only seen nobles and maybe peasants, you know, being controlled by elves, but I haven't seen royals yet. You know, we haven't seen Noelle or her brother, or you know, Mimosa and her brother, and then Leo, Fugelion, Lady Leona. They're all royals, but they're not possessed by elves, you know, so that's quite interesting. Maybe it's because they're too strong, maybe it's because the elves despises the royals, you know, so that's pretty interesting in my opinion. Anyway, we were introduced to this character in this week's episode, and his name is Randall Lufer, and he's the vice captain of the Crimson Lion Kings, and he's pretty strong, man. I really like his magic. His magic is air magic, which is interesting because it's different than wind magic, the same magic that Yuno has, you know, so they're different type of magic, and I think that the way that they distinguish wind magic and air magic, they do a great job of it. And I really like how he uses his magic, you know, how he attacks other people and everything. Obviously he's way stronger than he's supposed to be because he's possessed by an elf and they have an incredible amount of mana, but the way that he uses his magic with his palm and just when he fights with it is incredible. You know, some of his fighting style reminded me of the Hyuga clan and Naruto, even though it's not the same exactly, but some of his fighting style when he uses his palm, it reminded me of the 8 tetragram technique, you know. So I really like how he uses his technique. I really like how it looks, and this is probably one of my favorite magic in the show right now, you know. Even though it's nothing really special, I really like the way that he uses it, and I really like his type of magic, you know. He was destroying every member from the Crimson Lion Kings, even Leo. But my question is, if Randall wasn't possessed by the elf, would he be able to defeat Leo? Because obviously Leo is a royal and he's the next in line basically to be the captain of the Magic Knight, the Crimson Lion Kings. So would he be able to defeat Leo? Because he's a vice captain, so obviously he's pretty strong. So that's my question, man. He's already really strong with the elf and his air magic. I'm wondering if without the elf possessing him, would he be stronger than Leo, you know? So that was one of my random questions, because he was fighting Leo for a major part of the episode, and even Leo was saying that during their missions, he was using Randall's air magic to, you know, make his fire stronger and bigger, you know. So I'm wondering if Randall would be stronger even if he wasn't possessed by an elf. Anyhow, we've all been waiting for this moment for a long time, ever since the Eye of the Midnight Sun first attacked the Clover Kingdom. And obviously I'm talking about Fugelion, the former captain of the Crimson Lion Kings, Leo's older brother, and Lady Leona's younger brother. So we saw him in this week's episode. He finally woke up, and in his, I guess, his dream, he was chose by the fire spirit Salamander. We all know who Salamander is. He was part of Fana's magic not a long time ago, So I guess he just dipped. He just dipped and abandoned Fana after she was defeated and after she wasn't a member of the Third Eye, the Eye of the Midnight Sun. So he just dipped, man, and he chose somebody else to kind of represent him, to bond with, and the one that he chose was Fugelion. So I guess that Fugelion now is even stronger than he was before, which is crazy because he's already one of the Magic Knight captains, and now he has a fire spirit, the Salamander, with him. So I can't wait to see more of his power. We saw him a little bit in this week's episode, and it was great to see Fugelion again, man, because it's been a while. And second of all, just seeing that he has a firearm is amazing, So obviously he lost his arm against not William, but I'd say Patry, So he lost his arm then, so it's been a while, but now he replaces his human arm by a firearm, which is amazing. It's just great to see him in action again, man. It's been a while. It's been 60 plus episodes since we haven't seen him in action, since he was in a coma, since he lost against Lich, basically, We saw a flashback of him discovering that Lich Patry was William, in a sense. We all know that Patry is inside William's body, but he was the first one to learn of it, So that's kind of crazy that because he was in a coma, he wasn't able to tell anybody. If he wasn't in a coma, maybe Julius would still be alive, you know what I mean? But that was the elf's reaction when he saw Fugelion's power, with the fire spirit. Even he was not amazed, but he was basically scared, and he was pissed off that one of the spirit chose a human, I guess. So it was pretty amazing, man. Just seeing his reaction, his facial expression to Fugelion's power, it looked pretty cool, man. But yeah, can't wait to see Fugelion in action with his fire spirit. He's stronger than ever, so hopefully we'll see him more in this arc. But we were introduced to some new characters from the Golden Dawn Magic Knight team. This one is David Suelo. I'm guessing that they're introducing them because they're gonna be kind of important, because we haven't seen these characters before, and the other characters was L'Etoile Baccarel. So it seems like they're going to be pretty important. We don't know who they are as elf, but they're part of the Golden Dawn, So we'll see what's gonna happen with these guys. But the most important character that we were introduced to in this week's episode, except for Fugelion, basically, was Langris. It's been a while since we've seen him. He's obviously Finwall's little brother, and we all know what he did to Finwall in the tournament. He almost killed him, but we all also knew that he was kind of possessed by and controlled by Patry's magic, and now he's one of the elf. He was possessed by an elf, so I'm interested to see how strong he really is right now with the elf possessing him, So I'm not surprised that he became an elf because of what happened in the tournament, and that we already know that he was kind of controlled by some kind of magic, So I'm not surprised at all. But what I was surprised was he said that he was Patry's cousin, So he even said that they have crazy mind, you know. So they kind of they're same. They have the same mindset and everything. So it was kind of surprising that he was Patrick's cousin. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good episode. At the end of the episode, we saw that Finral finally woke up, basically because of Yami, because you know, Yami is crazy, man. But yeah, Finral is finally awake. I guess he's gonna help Yami going from place to place to help the citizen of the Clover Kingdom with his teleportation magic. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. The city, the Clover Kingdom, is going crazy because of all the elves waking up. But I really don't know how they will be able to defeat them, you know. I don't know how they'll be able to kind of reject the elf's soul outside of the human's body, you know. I really don't know what they're gonna do right now. The only thing that I think they can do is defeat the elves, but I don't know how they'll do that, you know, because they're really strong. So let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. It was a pretty good episode. It was great to see Fugelian in action again, but I still don't know how they're gonna beat the elves. You know, the only way that I think that they can beat the elves is by the warriors combining their power to beat them. You know, the warriors, the other Magic Knight captains that are not possessed by elves, and you know, we still have Asta on our side, you know. So all the royals that have you know, amazing amount of mana, you know, all the royals have amazing amount of mana. Yami, the other Magic Knight captain that are not possessed, Asta, they're all going to have to combine their power and defeat the elves, you know. So that's gonna be interesting. But I do Black Clover reviews every Tuesday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Fire Force and Dr. Stone reviews on Friday, and then Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and One Piece reviews on Saturday. So stay tuned for that, man. But yeah, follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, especially on Twitter because I tweet a lot more on this app. And like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, man. Anime Specialist out. Peace.